Welcome back, everyone. My name is Eltimar, and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2. Where we left off last time, we were arriving at the Brass Citadel. I've already leveled up our character, but she has something she wants to say.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Maya folds her arms and clicks her tongue against the roof of her mouth. What's that?
You're asking yourself, how did I let the Royal Deadfire Company plant an informant in my crew?
She chuckles to herself, but there's a note of resignation to it. Shoti nibbles on her lips, hiding a spreading smile.
My superiors might expect me to report in from time to time, but don't read too much into it. You're not the only big thing happening around here.
Yeah, I am.
I'm in this for a lot of information, a little diplomacy, and plenty of target practice.
She opens her palms and shrugs. As long as you're keen on taking orders, I don't object to having you aboard. Actually, at least you're upfront about spying on me.
Better that you hear it from me than someone else, right?
Jyoti puffs out a heated breath.
The company isn't in the business of reassigning officers outside of the mission unless they've got a damn good reason. And you are a damn good reason. Take the compliment.
What if my actions damage the Royal Deadfire Company?
This whole campaign is a risk-benefit analysis. The Navy knows you're a gamble, and they're factoring in all potential losses.
Maya wipes a line of black powder from her cheek.
Rawatai is here to do some good work, since the Huana can't seem to do it themselves. Maybe just try and stay out of our way.
Takehu raises a finger to speak up, but slowly lowers it. As long as you're keen on taking orders, I don't object to having you aboard.
Uncomplicated. Just the way I like it. Oh, guess you ought to meet the bird. Ishi is smarter than he looks, but don't expect him to do any tricks.
She nods towards the colorful bird prey hopping around your ankles.
Ishi, come.
Maya taps her arm with two fingers and clicks her tongue again.
That's a good-looking bird.
Edir raises one hand and waggles his index finger.
Hey, birdie. Hey, birdie.
Ayesha shows no sign of recognition towards Maya or Edir. Ayesha simply claws the ground and investigates some bugs and bugs a few graceful hops away. I'm going to click my tongue like Maya. Cocking his head, Ayesha turns to you with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Maya thumbs her chin, nodding.
Takes practice before he'll listen to you properly, but that's a good start.
Edir nods at Ayesha, who bobs his head in response. Edir nods twice, and the large bird replies with two head bobs. Edir begins tilting his head up and down, and Ayesha follows it with vigorous, full-body bobs. Encouraged, Edir starts bouncing his own body up and down, at which point Ayesha stops bouncing and watches Edir with cockeyed curiosity.
Did your friend suffer a head wound?
Maya frowns at Edir.
Before we get into deeper waters, I've got a question.
Maya clears her throat into her fist.
You've got a ship and a title. Being captain means more than just wearing a big hat. A lot of tough calls to be made.
But I still get the big hat, right?
Well, naturally. That's your right. A crew can be like family. They can also be like a nest of squalling infants.
True that.
Let's say your galley cook was fixing to organize the rest of the crew into a mutiny. How would you handle it?
I'd kill her. Set an example for the rest.
Terror is a kind of loyalty, as my first captain always said.
Shoti's eyes gleam with dark amusement.
Of course, the only right answer is the one that works in a given time and place. I just wanted to hear yours.
Ever stifled a mutiny yourself, soldier?
Mostly preemptive measures. We try to pull the weeds before they reach the garden. But enough about me. Glad to be aboard, Captain.
Maya takes your arm and gives it a good pump. Let's be off. She still wants to talk more.
Captain.
You're one of Kana's siblings, aren't you?
Sure am. And I heard that you two spent some time together. Funny how the gods toss things together.
How did I know that?
Kana came back from the Deerwood with a head full of ideas about Rawatai's expansion. Getting out from under the academics suited him. I never knew he could be so political. More than his sister ever could be. You clearly had some sway on his opinions, more than I ever did. Wish you had told Kana to give up on the poetry. He's got no ear for it.
Hey, I enjoyed Kana's songs.
If you want to hear a voice like a powder keg belting out Rawataian anthems while you're running at a dragon, be my guest. Some of us find it distracting.
Chanters are so useful, though.
I do with bullets what Kana did with words. Just in case you were wondering, the comparison ends there.
Maya tips her head and studies you to make sure the point came across. Hello, Ayesha. Who's a good bird? The bird cocks his head, his eyes reflecting a mixture of friendly recognition and murderous calculation.
Uh-oh. That's his I'm hungry and you're wasting my time face. Better step back, Captain.
Tell me about your family.
Well, my parents came from the Deadfire. I'm getting a taste of my roots.
Maya exhales and glances away.
After they immigrated to Rawatai, their talents caught the Ranganui's eye. He saw them as this spectacle, this achievement of the old country, I guess. So they were honored guests. Not many Huana rose to distinction in Takoa. We were also curiosities. Even as we broke the same bread and tossed back the same wine, the Ranganui's friends always checked under the table to see if I had a tail. Kana thought it was hilarious.
You don't, right?
No, I don't. Can't speak for all the tribes, though.
Takehu raises his finger again and then lowers it.
Growing up in the Ranganui shadow wasn't all bad. We had tutors and advisors at our disposal, and lots of folk from stranger parts than these. I spent my days learning to shoot, while my more academic siblings learned to express themselves. I leave you to judge who spent their time better.
How did you and Ayesha first get acquainted?
I won a shooting competition at the Ranganui's estate. This was a few years before enlisting with the Navy. As a reward, he gave me the freedom of the Royal Eyrie and said I could take my pick of the warbirds.
Maya kneels and strokes under Isha's beak.
Stink Feathers here kicked a rather pretty hawk off my arm so he could have me all to himself. Been inseparable ever since.
Well, let's be off then.
Yeah.
Speaking of your bird, can we actually look at it? We can kind of look at it. It has 144 health, I know that much. We can't actually look at its stats though. Oh well. Wait a minute, were we supposed to talk to Tamara? I think Tamara is the bounty person. I could be wrong though. Or was it this person? You know what, we're already in here, let's take a quick look. Is it you? Are you the bounty person?
Good to see you again.
No. Alright. Might be you. Although I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you just gave me that one mission, right? Oh, right, this is, Hazan, Karu. Hazanui Karu. She paces near her desk, looking like a shark circling the shallows. She cleanses a long, elegant pipe between her teeth, the smoke trailing in acrid wake behind her. She looks up when you enter and favors you with a brief nod of acknowledgement.
The former Lord of Cadnua, and one-time Terrifier of Harbor Masters. If dockside tales are to be believed,
She smiles briefly through the smoke.
you have not brought much good news of late.
True. Her pensive look returns.
So, in addition to pirates, profiteers, and slavers, the Deadfire has a vengeful god roaming its waters?
She bites down harder on her pipe. Well, things could be worse. At least it's not Skane.
Tell that to my dead at Hasongo.
She lapses into a brief silence, puffing on her pipe. Everyone seems okay with that.
Just what the archipelago needs. One more disaster tugging at the seams. He must be stopped.
She halts, turning to face you. You're finally able to get a good look at her. She's not especially large for an Amoa, but she carries her shoulders high. Her weathered face looks to have seen many storm-blown and sun-beaten days on deck, yet her eyes are sharp and keen. He's a giant made of living Audra that can absorb souls in an instant. Got any ideas?
Anything can be stopped with sufficient force. The problem is finding the will to deploy it.
She watches you, her eyes bright with calculation.
The Valians won't lift a finger if it isn't to snatch a coin, and the Huana will barely do that much.
No? Tell it to the water shapers who washed your stranded boats from sandbars, Hazanui.
Takehu folds his arms and waits.
No one takes charge to solve the big problems. But perhaps we could work together to our mutual benefit.
She takes the pipe in her left hand. As she does, you notice that her right is unusually still. What do you mean?
Look around. Deadfire's full of fertile, temperate islands. Except for Andra's mortar. It's largely free of rough weather.
She waves her right hand, and you notice that her fingers remain strangely still. You realize it's an unusually fine prosthetic.
Yet much of it is uninhabited. Itinerant tribes drift between some of the islands, and smugglers and slavers cluster around the rest. It's a waste. Imagine what this place could be, with well-guarded shipping routes. How many Rawatayans we could feed with plantations here.
I don't see how you're much different than the other powers here. A raspy laugh rattles from her chest.
The Valian Trading Company wants to leech every last coin they can from the Deadfire, no matter the eventual cost. They're little more than thieves. The Principi are actual thieves, no matter their pretensions of nobility.
True.
And the Juana are happy to let them all pick away at their fractured empire.
Where you see fractures, I see the lines of age.
Lines big enough to sail the Valian fleet through.
She eyes Takehu before turning back to you.
We're interested in building something here.
Pipe in hand, she gestures expansively. What's it got to do with me?
I'm not one for wanton cruelty. But I think you can appreciate that hard decisions need to be made, and you won't shy away from them. If you're chasing the god who's stomping this place into the ground, then we have a common goal. And if you're going to survive here, then you could use an ally.
What do you have in mind? She also has a hint of a smile that tugs at her lips from her tar-stained teeth.
The disaster at Hasango remains a key concern. We rely on the port there to ship food back to Rawatai.
She sucks on her pipe, hiding her worried expression behind a cloud of smoke.
That's on hold until you investigate. Short of that, there are other matters that demand attention. You've already spoken with Atsura. For now, I suggest you continue to work with him. I might have something for you later.
What's the game board for?
Hazatoa. Atsura and I usually have a game running, and this one's been going on for over a month and a half.
Sounds like... What's that game I used to play? It's not Risk, but it's kind of like Risk. It's a World War II board game, and I can't remember its name. Then it's gonna bug me. Axis and Allies. That's the one.
Atsura's good at misdirection, but I've got a mind for the long game. You look like you've come with a purpose.
What happened to your hands? She extends her arm, holding the prosthetic between you. It's an exquisite piece with reinforced joints in each of the fingers and a smooth, sanded finish.
It happened a year into my first command. We were chasing pirates along Rawatai's south coast, and they landed a shot right next to our magazine. A lucky hit.
She's quiet for a moment.
I ran below. The fire was already spreading and making for our powder stores.
What'd you do?
I smothered what I could with my uniform, pulled the rest away with my own hands.
If you hadn't, you and your crew would probably have died. She nods.
We don't get to choose our challenges, do we? Just the way we meet them. There's a cost to every victory. And the win goes to those willing to make a sacrifice.
She considers the wooden hand, turning it in the light. You sense satisfaction in her gaze.
I'll bet you already know a thing or two about that. And if you don't, Deadfire will teach you soon enough.
Right, bye. Apparently that's stealing.
Oh,
Oops, no.
well, if you've got a moment then, I'll go ahead and say it.
Oh.
You're halfway toward all right.
Maya purses her lips and appraises you up and down. You're not too shabby yourself, soldier.
Oh, I know. But it's kind of you to say.
Takehu grins and pats down a nest of writhing hair.
Have you ever... Dumb question, but here I go anyway.
Maya folds her arms and shifts her weight from one foot to the other.
You ever gotten close to someone, even though it just wasn't... ordinary?
It's almost never ordinary for me.
What I'm talking about is a scenario where a difference in rank can get in the way of... enjoying shore leave?
Ah, you mean a tryst between a captain and crew.
Yeah, that about covers it. I'm just testing the direction of the wind here. Best not to overthink it.
On Invincible 5, the captain gets to make the rules.
Interesting answer. I like the sound of that authority.
She just propositioning me. I've known her for like 8 minutes.
I've enjoyed that sort of arrangement before. Nothing to suggest I won't enjoy it again someday.
Maya plants her hands on her hips and smiles to herself. Sooner rather than later, one hopes.
Depends on what's in front of me and what's on the horizon, Captain. Well, I've laid out my thoughts. You must have a couple.
Aw, man. But Jyoti. Oh well. I like you, Maya. Let's see where this goes.
Be a pleasure, Captain.
The edges of Maya's mouth crack with a repressed smile.
Funny thing is that Ishii can get particular about people.
That's kind of weird, but okay. Maya glances down at her bird, hiding a tiny smile.
And when he doesn't take to someone, neither do I.
What exactly does Isha look for in a special friend?
I'm sure he'd tell you if you asked nicely. Not everyone's a bird lover. That's fine. Some days I can't stand another second of Captain Stinkfeathers. But Ishii and I are never parted for longer than a few breaths. Take that however you will.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'd like to speak with your bird.
Try not to use any foul language.
I love puns. Chuckling to herself, Maya steps back and gives you space. Perking up to attention, Ayesha takes a cautious hop closer. He tips his head to the side and fixes you with a scrutinizing glare. Let's try and read its soul. No sooner do you bridge the distance to Ayesha's soul, than he turns his cold, mismatched gaze towards you. The force of his attention hits you like a whip.
Well, this is unexpected.
A voice cuts through the din of your thoughts, a feminine one, accompanied by the sound of feathers rustling against each other. Hylia? Glancing your direction, Maya frowns at you. To all outward appearances, you whisper to yourself.
What exactly did you set out to accomplish by peering into the soul of this noble creature?
Ayesha cocks its head. Maya suggested that Ayesha and I get on better terms.
I see.
A slight breeze ruffles Ayesha's feathers.
You must put a great deal of faith in Maya to find yourself in this situation. Are you so certain that she deserves your trust? The prospect of sharing her company. I can tell from here that it intrigues.
Is it weird that I'm gonna bang Kana's sister? It's kinda weird.
Far be it from me to judge affection. Better that it bloom or wilt uninterrupted.
Hylia lets out a wistful sigh that manifests as a cool breeze around your neck.
While the dead fire is being cut, cauterized, and trampled, it is charming to find someone who makes time for such elaborate foreplay.
I answered your question, now you answer mine. What are you doing at Ayesha's soul?
Observing. The one you call Ayesha makes for a
Ayesha, sorry.
convenient lens into your travels. Try not to take it too personally.
What's your take on Maya? Upon catching her name being spoken, Maya furrows her brow and glances your way again. She seems on the verge of speaking up, but then shakes her head and resumes her business.
Do you often turn to birds for relationship advice?
One that have goddesses manifesting inside of them, sure.
I sense that Maya does not easily allow others into her confidence. She is observing you closer than you might guess. She has much on her mind. This may all be a whimsical diversion. That, or she is softening you up for the red work of her masters.
That would be grim.
Or, didn't you know?
Know what?
Perhaps it isn't for me to say. All in good time. I babble. What does the goddess of creativity know of kith courtship?
Ayesha tips its head to the side and winks. Any advice that could help me out here?
I can say for certain that this is a very hungry, overworked, and at times underappreciated bird.
Ayesha spreads open his wings, studying his own plumage with evident curiosity.
He and Maya share that much in common, at least. Beyond that, I leave the rest up to you.
You receive the mental impression of an amused shrug. Okay, bye.
Best of luck in your mating ritual, Watcher.
Thank you. The presence pulls away, and you find yourself once again staring into the eyes of an alert, if less intelligent, Ayesha. Let's feed it. As you open your pack, Ayesha hops closer, craning back its head to observe with interest. He turns away disappointed, scratching at the ground with his talons. Evidently, you aren't carrying anything he wants. Who's a good bird? Letting out a high-pitched warble, Ayesha tucks its beak in among its wing feathers. You take this to mean that he is a very good bird.
I hope that was as amusing for you as it was for me.
Maya folds her arms and grins. Let's be off. It's kind of weird that we're macking on Kana's sister. It's a little bit awkward. Now, who wants this damn bounty? We sank some person. Is it her? Yes. Fleetmaster Wakoyo. I don't even know where Fleetmaster Wakoyo would be. That's a weapons master. That's not the person we need. Possibly need to go downstairs. Or it might be in the gunnery place? There's just so many places in this city to go to. At least we got another quest. I don't know what we're gonna do about our loyalty problem, though. I don't know who we're gonna side with in this.
It's impossible to choose.
It's probably gonna be the Principe because pirates are cool. And the Rauatayan could use a little bit of a wake-up call.
That's called strategy. And don't you work for Atsura?
That's a nice little map. That's Atsura. We're not done his quest yet, for sure. That's not the person we need. That's the jail, so it's not here. Must be in the other building.
Gather your party before venturing.
We'll worry about that barrel later. It's not super important. Also, I think we have enough mechanic skill to go get that treasure that's in Archimir's area. I think it's Officer's Lounge? Why can't I get there? Oh, we went the stupid way. Okay, fine. We'll go the other way upstairs.
You must gather your party before
Officer's Lounge, maybe? Or there's that... I think there's one more little base area we can go to. We just gotta figure out where the stupid captain is. I can't recall for the life of me. But we got a bunch of lore stuff done, and Kana's sister has apparently been in our group for all of 30 seconds and feels that her position would be best suited in the captain's quarters, so to speak. Fleet Master's office, that's the one. It's clearly going to be that one.
I'm usually faster than that, I swear.
So I've given her 2 pistols for now, by the way. That's her weapons of choice currently.
Sorry, folks.
And her bird is supposed to be pretty powerful. We're going to try and keep her within 4 meters of her bird, because they get a defensive bonus when they're close to each other.
Easily done.
My favorite privateer. Clear skies.
You don't have to worry about a Scylla wave skipper no more.
Pirates are adept at scattering when threatened. But this makes planting your boot on the neck of a straggler all the sweeter.
We got 1,500
I
copper.
will keep my privateer busy. You will speak to me when you are ready for work, yes?
Sure. Quick saving.
Easily done.
Lockpicking the desk.
Don't mention it.
Can't steal from it, but 375
You
experience
must
from
gather your
that.
party
I guess that's kind of good.
before venturing.
Time I ship out with some soft-handed runt.
Alright. You know what? Let's talk to the Orlin Peddler.
I've got all. Take a look.
Do you have the spyglass I need? No. Of course not.
Our business is concluded.
Man, no one has the thing I need. Alright, I guess we're gonna go up to Archimir's place. We'll sneak in through the under area. And we'll just send our ranger in, because she's got moderately okay stealth. And she's got the best mechanic skill. I think I went to the bathhouse. I think I clicked on the right one. It's been a long day, guys. It's been a long week in general. Perfect, I did go to the right place. Excellent. We're going downstairs. Where's the boiler room? Isn't it down here? Yes. We went the wrong way. Our bird is cool. I like the bird. I hope it does good damage. I actually have no idea what its damage will be. We might have to micro it a little bit to make sure it's flanking and stuff like that, because I imagine it's not going to be great at a stand-up fight. It'll probably get turned into some sort of bird pudding. Going through the crack, back into Archimir's tower, estate, manor, whatever it is. This wall looks recently repaired. Many of the stones are new and were cut to fit the older structure around it. It would take an appropriate tool or considerable brawn to overcome the steadfast obstacle, which is a little way. With time and care, you manage to break through the recent repairs and carve out a sizable entrance. As the last of the loosened stones tumbles free, you catch a silver glint of a wire snapping. Somewhere in the manor, a mixture of bells and horns sound a discordant alarm which fades over time and is replaced with the sound of high-pitched cackling drawing closer.
Your order still is a pond.
Before we go wandering off with her, maybe we shouldn't do it this way. We can do it another way. We did save, right? We'll just load to here. Maybe we can just walk right in and go downstairs. He doesn't hate us currently. We're sort of allies-ish. Maybe we can just walk downstairs and walk into the vault. I have a feeling if we go busting in again, he's going to be pretty mad. And might actually try and kill us the next time we show up at his door. And then, once we have this treasure in hand, fingers crossed, We will
You must gather
probably
your party
leave.
before
You know what? We'll
venturing.
leave by foot. We have a couple things on the actual island itself to do. There's one bounty on the island. And we want to test out our new ranger slash rogue in combat. Actually haven't gotten to use her yet, so we'll see. Alright, let's see how this goes.
You must gather your party before venturing.
Downstairs. We can stealth. Oh, we need to give her those boots. That's what I was doing before. Okay. Because we have these boots of stealth, which give +2 stealth. And that's good. But only on the person that we need to be stealthed.
Just say the word.
At least the vault is still open. That's kind of nice of him. We should be able to lockpick this, I hope. And there it is. Ooh, she can actually see these traps because her perception's actually really good. This thing has a trap on it too.
I'll get that for you. Don't mention it.
It has Kabbalist's Gambison, which is exceptional light armor +2 against spells. So there we go. We finally got that treasure chest. Now let's carefully wander away, and that's going to be the end of our video. So in the next video, we'll go explore the actual island a little bit, and from there, we'll do more sea stuff, because we definitely need to kill some more ships. Our crew is getting more skilled as time goes on, but still needs a bit of
You were
work.
saying?
I'm glad Archimir didn't really reset all of his traps down there.
No problem, Captain.
Yeah, busting down the wall made him a little bit unhappy, but
You must gather your party before venturing.
this was a much easier way to go about doing it. So, like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.